everyone, I'm Lauren, and this is my channel, Miss Sunny Gamer. It's getting close to the end of July, so that means we gotta talk about what I want to read in August. I'm not really doing that much for my TBR in August. I'm gonna be a bit busy, probably, so I'm just doing a few books that I want to read, and yeah. You guys know what a TBR is, I hope, so let's just get on with it. For the first book, I may or may not be reading it in August. It really depends if I can finish it or not. There's a few days left in July, but I'm not very far into it. That is Ptolemy's Gate by Jonathan Stroud. This is the third book in the Artemis Trilogy. I'm reading this for the r/fantasy bingo square to read the final book in a series. As you can see, I'm not incredibly far, so I may or may not get to finishing it in July, and if I don't finish it, I will finish it in August for sure. I really like the first book in the series, didn't really like the second book that much, but so far I'm really liking the third book a lot better, so I'm looking forward to finishing this series. For new books, I've picked out, I think, 5 or 6 books that I'm planning on reading in August. For the next few books, they are the last 3, I think, books that I need to finish off my r/fantasy bingo board. So I'm looking forward to finishing it a lot earlier than the due date in March. For the first one of these, it's Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters by Jane Austen and Ben H. Winters. This is a retelling of sorts where they take the Sense and Sensibility original and they edit it to include wacky, weird, oceany things like sea monsters and people with wetsuits and that kind of thing. I'm reading this for the bingo square to read something that takes place in an ocean setting. I don't really know too much about it other than that, but the bits that I read from it sounded really funny, and I'm looking forward to that. I haven't actually read Sense and Sensibility, but I have seen the film a few times, and I'm still looking forward to reading this. The next book I have is The Turkish Mirror by Lisa C. Murphy. This I'm reading for the bingo square to read a local author. I know the author personally, and so she gave me her book to read, and I haven't read it yet, so I want to fix that. I don't really know too much about it. I know that it's a fantasy, and I think it has some mythological stuff in it, and magic and shenanigans, but don't really know much else other than that. Yeah, we'll see how it goes when I read this in August. For the next book, I'll be reading the Kindle version of The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. This book I'm reading for the bingo square to read a #own voices book. I don't fully understand what constitutes as own voices, but it's something to do with the author being a similar minority group to the characters in their book. I think, from what I understand, the Poppy War counts. I own it, so there you go. That's why I'm reading it. It's a lot darker of a book than I normally read, so I'm a little bit nervous about that. I think it's a thickish book too, but it does have some really good reviews, and from what I read in a sample, like the Kindle sample thing they can do, the writing style seems to be good enough for me to enjoy, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully I like it. So those are all the r/fantasy bingo books that I need to read. Once I finish those, I can do another challenge or just read whatever. But there's also 2 other books that I don't have for any sort of challenge that I just want to read. The next book here is The Kalahari Typing School for Men by Alexander McCall Smith. This is the 4th book in the #1 Ladies Detective Agency series. I think I got that right, but maybe I messed that up. This is a really fun, cozy mystery series where the main character is a detective in Botswana. She's just a really fun character and really nice, and the mysteries that she solves are interesting as well. So I want to continue in the series. Also, I'm borrowing this from someone else, and it's been a while, so I need to get to it already. I'm really looking forward to getting to this. Since I'm on the 4th book, Obviously, I've read quite a few already, and there's a lot more to go, so I'm looking forward to reading this. For the final book in my TBR, of course I can read more than this, which I might. The Hero of Ages by Brandon Sanderson. This is the third book in the Mistborn series, and it's the final book in like the first arc of the Mistborn series. I'm a little bit unsure about getting into this because I really like the first book, I didn't really like the second book, but apparently this is really, really good. And besides, I do want to see what happens and how the events get closed up in this. Apparently all the mysteries and things all get tied up in this book, so I will look forward to that. I don't really know too much more about this book, other than it finishes the Mistborn, the first arc. But I am looking forward to finally finishing this first arc of the Mistborn series. And with that, that's all the books that I plan on reading for August. Of course, I could read many more depending on how fast I get through these books. I'll probably sneak in some manga in there or whatever. Let me know in the comments what you plan on reading for August and what you thought about some of these books that I'm going to read. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again for another video. Bye!